Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Monday, June 8th, 2022. Yeah, June 8th, 2022. I was just in my mind, I was thinking about the date, and I just posted reminders on social media about being in Columbus on Friday. And I was like, oh, wait, did I put the wrong date? I think I put the right date. And today is June 8th, so we're all good there. So, woo, dodged a bullet on that one. Before we get started into today's live stream, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast, on the audio-only version. Hopefully having a good run today. Let me tell you what, guys. Today, I did my run early before I got the kids ready for school. I didn't quite get the sunrise, but I got that early morning sun along the lakefront, that golden sunshine. It was so rejuvenating. Ooh, I might have to do that again tomorrow. I've been running later in the mornings these days with my new schedule, and that's good, but there's just something about that early morning light that is just magic. So hopefully, if you're out there running right now, you're getting some of that too. And everyone listening into this later and watching later, not live, welcome to you guys as well. Hopefully you're sitting back, getting some chores done, or cleaning up after dinner, or just getting ready to end the evening and are at a place where you can relax for the day. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see who we got in the chat here. We got PG19D says, hi, Kavuzi, happy hump day. Just back from a 5-mile run and now eating cake. Is there an occasion for the cake, Pete? Or is it just you had cake? Do you normally just have cake lying around? Sometimes we just have cake lying around at the house. Usually it's after a rainy day where the kids were bored and then we decided to bake something, But let me know about the cake. Luke Klein is here. Dave Y, running Iowa, says, yo, what's going on? I had a nice 6-mile run in the morning in worn out Glycerin 18s. Well, keep waiting for the 20s to come out. Hopefully it will be soon. I can't wait for the 20s to come out either. They're out in Europe, or at least in the UK. You can get them there if you live over there. But for us in the US, I want some Glycerins. You know what? It's my father-in-law. He has some orthotics that he needs. And he used to get these really expensive orthopedic shoes. But he recently talked to his physician or the orthopedist. I'm not sure which doctor. But they put him in a pair of Brooks Ghost. And he's like, I really like them. They're really comfortable. I could fit my orthotics in there. And they work. And they're a lot cheaper than the orthotics were. I'm like, awesome. And then like 3 weeks ago, I was looking at his shoes. And the bottoms of his shoes were all worn down. And he had poked a little hole by the pinky toe. And I was like, ooh, I'm just going to get my father-in-law a brand new pair of Brooks Ghost. I don't know what number they're on. I don't know what number he had, but they don't ever change the Brooks Ghost that much. So maybe I'll get the new one. But I was like, ooh, but the 15 is a little bit squishier. I think, what is that the one on? 15, 16, whatever number they're on. I was like, so maybe I'll just get the one he has. I think he has 14 or something like that. Maybe 13. But I didn't know his foot size. And so last weekend, I saw him, and I was going to try and secretly figure out what his foot size was. But then I noticed he had bought himself a triple black player of Brooks Adrenaline. And I was like, oh, man. And he's going to be good for a while now. But I'm glad he got himself a new pair. But I'm still waiting for the Glycerins, the new Glycerins. I want them too, because it's got that new foam. All right. Shannon says, hi, Pete. Sounds like a great day. Eating the cake. And JC says, hello. JC also needs detail on the cake. See, I'm not the only one. Luke Line says, hi, Kofuziak. C-Town fan says, hi, Mike and company. X-Truth says, yo, what's going on? And Bishan Mom R says, hi, all. I like this cartoon drawing here, Bishan Mom. That's nice. I like it. It's very Audrey Hepburn-ish to me, in my mind. Luis Becerra says, yo, what's going on? Luis, I saw your post about the half marathon you ran. Looking good out there. Looking good. All right. Joe Master says, hi, community, with a K. For the first time, I placed 3rd in my age group at a local 5K. Awesome. He says, it was a nice surprise. I think the extra training miles are making a difference. They certainly do. They certainly do. Congratulations. That's awesome. Very, very cool. C-Town Fan says, nice Polar Watch review. Thanks. I do like that Polar Pacer. It seems to, I went back and I've since run in the Polar Pacer Pro, trying to make, adjust the watch on my wrist like I do with the Polar Pacer. I think it's that material or the curve on that watch. It just doesn't want to stay up on the wrist. It keeps sliding down towards the wrist bone. So there's something about the Polar Pacer that just fits me better. Some updates on the Polar Pacer though. I still think that I would pick the Polar Pacer Pro over the Polar Pacer, but like for a lot of people, it's kind of like how the Garmin 245 is the right pick for a lot of people, or the Coros Pace 2 is the right pick for a lot of people. There's a couple extra features you can get if you spend more, and for some people, that's what they need. Sorry, my phone, I had activated Siri on accident somehow. But for some people, like you need those extra features, but for the majority of people, you probably don't. I feel like that's what the Polar Pacer is right now. $200, it's a great price. But update, I just got the Garmin 255 Music. So I ran with that today. The shoving it down, so that way I could get a better heart rate reading, worked with this watch pretty good. But it took a lot of like finagling. I wouldn't want to do it during a workout. I wouldn't want to do it during a race. So like it's good. But here's another update. Double plot twist. I just ordered some 22 millimeters or whatever the width is for these quick release bands, for some nylon bands. So that way I could really cinch it down quickly and put it higher up on the forearm. So we'll do some of that testing too. Adam says for today, my intro, I have to wait a little bit longer. Apparently he said, better start, but a slight miss. I didn't come in until PM today. So what's going on? It is 1. Yeah. So I still needed like 2 more seconds. I waited till it said I was 5 seconds in. So I got to give it maybe 7. We'll do 7 next time. Yeah. Adam says, regarding the Polars, aren't there more tests in the Pro versus the Pacer? Yeah. So there's like different running tests that you can do, or the different diagnostics. I don't know if the Polar Pacer Pro has the same tests as are in the Vantage V2, like the vertical jump test. I forget what that one's called. Or the HRV test, where you do it like the same time every morning. You lay down with a chest strap, because chest strap gives you the most accurate heart rate variability, and precision is really, really important with heart rate variability, which is why you can do it at night because you're not moving that much. But during the day, it only lets you do it with an external heart rate monitor. You lay down for a little bit, then you stand up, and it tracks something about the difference in the heart rate variability between those two positions. I don't really use those tests. Like I've used them before, but I don't use them regularly. So like when I try to do these like watch reviews, because I'm not like Des Fit, I'm not like DC Rainmaker. I can't be as concise as they are and still cover all the features. I can only cover the features that I like and that I actually use. And so like I'm trying to keep them more to the point. So yeah, there are definitely different tests, but I don't use them regularly or even infrequently ever. Like I don't use like the hydration reminder thing either, but it's in both. But like, so I try to keep it to what I actually used. All right. Joe Gresher says, "What's up? How was Columbus? Where did you run? You still live there?" I won't be there till Friday evening. So if anyone is in the Columbus area, it's not at any of the Columbus Running Company stores. I think there's a couple. There's a few. It's going to be at East Market, which is apparently like a new spot. And we're meeting there. Columbus Running Company is going to be there. The ASICS van will be there. And then at 6 p.m., you can try on shoes. I'm not sure what shoes they're going to have available. I'm not saying that these are what's going to be available, but some version of Metaspeed was available in New York, and it looked like also in DC from some of the Believe in the Run footage that I saw. So I'm not sure if that's what they got or if they're pushing something else. So there'll be shoe try-ons that you could take shoes for a test drive, and then the run starts at 6:30. 2 and 4 mile options are available for people. You can run, walk, either one. And then there'll be festivities afterwards. I'm not sure exactly what all is going to go down there in terms of like what's kind of like part of the program and free, or like there's other like bars and stuff in the area that I'll probably visit a little bit afterwards. So like, I'm not sure exactly what all is going to be there, but we're going to play it by ear. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. So far, I posted it on the Kofuzi Run Club Strava group. So far, I was doing the laundry a little earlier. As I was waiting for the elevator, I saw that 13 people had expressed interest that they were going to go. I have a feeling since Columbus Running Company's, pretty big, I think they're pretty big in Columbus. I have a feeling they'll be able to get a lot of people to show up. So I think it's going to be a pretty big event. All right, Brandon M said he had a 6 mile threshold run. That's that's a long threshold. In the New Balance Rebel 2s, hot and humid up in Boston today. Good work. Whew, that's good work. The Rebel 2s keep staring at me in the closet. The way I have them positioned, they're like the first one that I see. They're not the first to reach for, but they're like pointing right at me as I look into the closet. And I'm like, I want to put more miles in it. But usually any time that I would run in the New Balance version 2, Rebel 2, I could probably put on a pair of carbon plated shoes. And I've been really enjoying some of the carbon plated shoes that I have right now. And then the other thing's like, well, I think the Rebel 3 is coming out soon. Does anyone want a 100-mile review on the Rebel 2s when the Rebel 3 is coming out soon? I'm not sure. And here we got some update on the cake. Peachy says, no special occasion, just have cake laying around, and it's raining out. There we go. It's like that Treehouse of Horrors when Homer travels through those alternate universes, or not alternate universes. He keeps going back in time, back and forth through time, and he comes back and like his life is awesome, and he's like, but wait a minute, do you guys have donuts? And they're like, what's a donut? And he goes, and he goes back through the time portal, and then all of a sudden, after he's already left, someone looks outside the window, and it's raining donuts, and he goes, oh, look, it's raining again. Homer would have been happy there. Yeah, that was a weird side tangent. Dad or Now says, are there any big changes on the Bondi? Someone said that Wear Tester just posted a review of the Bondi 8. I haven't heard anything about the Bondi 8. I was just thinking about the Bondi yesterday because I saw a woman walking down the street in triple white Bondis. And I was thinking, I think my wife would really like Bondis, but she would never wear them. They're too chunky. So I was thinking about getting her like either like the triple white Cliftons, or there's like a black and white one. There's also a gray and black one. I don't think she would like that one, but there's the black and white one that I've seen a lot of other. Well, I think I have that color for men, and then I've seen a lot of women wearing it, and I think it looks great. But I still think I think the Achilles flare, I think that would make her think it looks too much like a running shoe. So like I have to find a running shoe that's comfortable that doesn't look like a running shoe. That's going to be hard. I'm thinking right now I'm leaning towards getting her the Velocity Nitro 2. It's pretty unassuming, no Achilles flare, and it's low cut around the ankle, which is something that she tends to prefer. So, all right, Brendan Cam says, hello, just finished writing my professional engineering license exam. One of those tests where I either get 100 or a 0. Haha, now I need a run. Well, congratulations getting that done, Brandon. Woo. Nice. When do you find out the results on something like that? I recently took a drone pilot's exam, so I kind of know how you feel. As if they're comparable. Gerald Oak says, hello from Mammoth Lakes, California. What's going on, Gerald? Are you going to be in Mammoth Lakes for 4th of July? Are you doing the Footloose Mile? I'm going to be doing the Footloose Mile. I'm very excited for it. This will be my first time running a mile in a long time. And my first time running in Mammoth Lakes ever. And my first time in a while running at altitude. So I'm really looking forward to it. All right, I'm going to scroll down a little bit, catch up to you guys in the chat. JC said he did a 10-mile run in the Rebel 2s on Saturday. He says that might be the limit on distance, but it felt great. I would tend to agree with you on that one. I just need a lot more of that fuel cell in the Rebel 2. I feel like fuel cell foam and FF Blast Pus and the foam that's in the Puma Liberate are all very similar to me. It could be really snappy if you put a little bit of it in it, like in the Liberate or in the Rebel 2. And it could be super comfortable if you put a lot of it in there, like in the Glide Ride or the Nova Blast 3. And hopefully they've put a lot of it in the Rebel 3. I know they've added some stack. I can't remember how much. But I remember reacting and thinking, oh, they didn't put enough more. They needed more than that. So I'm pretty excited about it. Midlife Runners here, he says, yo, what's going on? I always have meetings at 1, so I miss a live stream. It has been my MAF run pod of choice in the AM. Oh, that's cool. So you are getting the run in the morning and listening to this. So there could be a chance, well, not today's run, but maybe for another day's run. You'd be maybe getting some of that sunrise while you're listening to this podcast. Cool. New Betra says, On and Hokas are so popular for lifestyle now. Some people at my gym use Bondi for lateral jumping movements, which is terrifying to me. Oh, man. Yeah. That I don't understand that. I was listening to, on my run this morning, I was listening to the City Smag podcast. I was listening to them interview Hella Sidibe. And he said that when he started running, his first running shoe was the Nike Roche Run. I think I know what that shoe is. It's a casual shoe. It's not really a shoe. And I've realized that in a lot of the running world, with the exception of maybe Skechers, but probably also Skechers is an offender as well. If the word run or runner is in the shoe name, it's not meant for actual running. That's my hypothesis. I mean, I know there's the Go Run Ride 8, or I guess they're on 10 now. But I bet you Skechers has like 12 different shoes with the word run or runner in it that are not really intended for running. Yeah, and then his next shoe after the Roche Run was the Windflow. Yeah, interesting. You know, people ask me like, what's a good shoe for like the gym and running? And I'm just like, I think you need 2 shoes, man. I really think you need 2 shoes. Like, I think maybe the Metcon is the closest. You know, another one that would probably be good at it. There's that Reebok one. It looks a lot like a Metcon. That Reebok one would probably be good. And then I bet you pretty much every Under Armour shoe is probably also good. Adam says, I can only be at the Footloose mile with 6 degrees of separation. There you go. What was I watching? You know, one of my favorite shows is that show on PBS where they do everyone's like family tree. They take a celebrity and do their family tree. And I forget which actor it was, but there was an actor and they test their DNA and stuff like that. They do all the genealogy study. And this actor was like chromosomally related to Kevin Bacon. And I thought that, and everyone thought that was really funny. I thought that was really funny too. I was like, now that I say it, doesn't sound that funny. But like, he's like, I'm not 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm Kevin Bacon's cousin. So I thought that was pretty funny. I can't remember who that actor was. Does anyone else remember? I don't know. Luke Klein says, true, I'm needing 2 shoes for gym and running. I just killed my Ultra Boost 18 at the gym, and now I'm in the Nike Free. The Nike Free could be one. You know, I've been watching a lot of Squat University, that guy, and he talks about whether people could be working out in, like, a lot of people work out in Chuck Taylors, apparently, like the old school ones, or Zero shoes. And he thinks those are okay. He prefers the Zero shoes, though, because it allows your foot to balance itself better. So, where was it? Shannon says, I use a retired Ultra Torrens if I'm just going to go into gym and no run. See, I feel like foot shape makes sense there. Yeah. Vincent Veneer says, the Windflow blows. Does it? See, for a long time, the Windflow was basically spec-wise the exact same shoe as like 2 years ago Pegasus. So like I would always say like, look, either get last year's Pegasus or this year's Windflow. I never tried the Windflow. Maybe I should try it one of these years. But I feel like visually though, it's taken quite a departure from the Pegasus. So I don't know if it's I wonder if it's very different now. I haven't been steering people wrong by recommending the wind flow to people. That's why I shouldn't recommend shoes you never run in. But people kept asking me, like, is the wind flow the same as a Pegasus? I'm like, it's the same as 2 Pegasuses ago. I don't think I ever recommended it. I would typically say, I may have, but I'd like to think that I would say, don't get this year's wind flow, get last year's Pegasus. It'd be about the same price. Brian Battaglia says, did 19 in the Prime X. Love that so much. Much better than Metaspeed Edge original. Does that mean I'd like the Sky better? Probably. The Prime X and the Pro are definitely going to be something that stride runners like a lot more. Same thing with the Takumi Sen. I don't feel a lot of rocker in there, and the shoes are a little bit wobbly. So I feel like people that want the Edge tend to want a shoe that's a little bit more stable, and stability typically means firm, right? So like there's a couple of things that kind of tend to go hand in hand. I know there's some exceptions to that, but yeah. So I think that you probably, if you like the Prime X, you probably almost definitely would like the Sky. I'd be shocked, let's say it that way. But the Prime X is such a good shoe. And I've seen some leaked images of a Prime X. Well, I saw an image of a shoe that someone said, this is either a new colorway or a custom colorway of the Prime X or the Prime X 2. So it'll be interesting to see if they even update that shoe. I really hope that they do. I would love to get it. I'm also very excited for the Adios Pro 3. It comes out June 23rd. I'll be there waiting, like on my phone. 2 o'clock in the morning local time. Ready to get it. That's what I want. Oh, New Betra. The Reebok Nano is the Metcon equivalent. There you go. See, I'm not running that shoe either. I've never run into Metcon either. But like, I feel like that's the kind of shoe that's designed for a little bit of everything. Chint says 880 version 12 or 1080 version 12 for long runs. I'm going to say short answer, 1080. Long answer is it depends. If there was like a little bit of a workout in there, like it was going to be a progressive run, some strides, some marathon miles in that long run, like some marathon or some quicker pace, then I would probably lean towards the 880. But otherwise, that 1080 is really nice. I've been running it. I'm trying to get it to 100 miles. I think I'm at like 75 or 80 miles in it. So a couple more runs, and then I'll do my 100-mile review. And it's just so agreeable of a shoe. I don't think it likes fast running as much as the 880 does, but it's a little bit more cushioned. And right now I'm in the taper, so like I just like a shoe that keeps it nice and loose. Not loose, but soft. So it's been good to me. Brian says that the Believe in Run podcast with the PLM last week said the Prime X update is just an upper update this year, no date mentioned. Oh, okay. I thought, I don't think I finished that one. I remember them talking about the sculpting of the midsole and how it's, one, aesthetic, and two, also helps with guiding the push off from the big toe, which is your strongest toe and a big driver of force in the foot. But I didn't get to the Prime X 2 part. Oh, that's disappointing. I mean, I guess it is and it isn't disappointing. I love the shoe, so I don't think they needed to change it that much. So it's not broken, I guess. I like it. I'm going to run some more on it for sure, probably after the marathon. Dr. Josh is in here. What's going on, Dr. Josh? Hopefully you're doing well. Dr. Josh, I saw that post you did on the ankle flexibility, and my ankles are very not flexible. I try to do like deep squats, what Koreans call dong position, like the way you would squat if you were pooping over a hole in the ground. That's why it's called dong position. But even that, sometimes I have a hard time getting into a deep squat. Well, I might have to kick out my legs a lot, but I got to work on some of that ankle, just generally. Dominic Smirnowski says, yo, what's going on? Doing my first multi-stage trail race in the weekend. Anyone with some last-minute wisdom for me? Oh, I've never done well, I guess I've done a multi-stage trail race. I've done it was like a Ragnar. I've done that. That one was fun. It was a lot of fun. Have fun. Have a lot of fun. Don't take it too seriously, I would say. Yeah, I really liked it. I want to do another Ragnar. Eric says, "What am I tapering for? What missed that? Oh, I'm running grandma's. I got confirmation yesterday that I do in fact have a bib. But yeah, so I'm running grandma's in 2 Saturdays from now. So coming right up. Yeah, this taper is not an ideal taper. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some better sleep. But like, things are pretty hectic around our house, especially with like the school year ending. There's like dance recitals and like birthday parties, and there's a lot of family stuff going on. Kindergarten graduation and all that kind of stuff. And then I'll be traveling this week, Columbus, and then Baltimore in the same weekend. And then traveling next week to go out to Duluth, which I'm flying to Minneapolis and then driving from there. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So having a very relaxed taper, it doesn't seem to do too much for me. So having a really hectic and scattered one, maybe exactly what I need. By the way, I had my, so the taper is definitely in effect because I had a running dream the other day. Let me tell you about my running dream. I dreamt that I was running Houston. I was running the Houston Marathon. It didn't look like Houston, but I knew in my mind that we were all running Houston. And there was a big pack of us running together. And at some point, at the halfway point, the course somehow took us underground into like underground walkways. In Chicago, there's a lot of underground walkways to get you from like parts of the loop to the big train stations and stuff. Usually because the weather's so bad in the winter. And somehow we're in there, and we all decided we're going to crouch down and rest and wait for the rest of the pack to catch up. And we waited there, like all like, breathing heavy after running hard. We waited there for like 2 minutes. And I'm like, I think we're waiting too long, guys. And they're like, no. This is the right amount of waiting. And then we started running again, and I was like, oh man, I'm not going to break 3 hours today. And then the next thing I knew, I was in a car waiting at a parking lot for something. And I was looking at my watch, and I'm like, oh, I'm already showered and changed. I'm here at this next event, but oh well. I think I could have probably, maybe I should go back over to the race and finish the race. I think I could still break 3. This was like a weird, I'm not going to break 3 dream. So, I think it's pretty obvious what I'm thinking about that in that dream, but it was weird. I don't know why we were waiting for so long. We waited until like we were at the halfway point, and we didn't start running again until like an hour and 34 minutes. And I was like, this is too long to wait. I can't cover the last half in this much time. Weird, right? All right, let's see. Frank says, I once had a dream I was in a running race, but I was just sitting in a motorized recliner. Like the recliner had wheels on it, or it was like a recliner that like tilts back. Either way, pretty funny. All right, 1 horsepower says, finally got the next percent 2s coming from the Endorphin Speed 2s. It's a huge upgrade. Yeah, it is. You know what? So I've been watching everyone getting their, I didn't realize that this week everyone was going to be getting their Metaspeed Skies and Edges. But I had made my Sky versus Edge video this week. So it was good timing, but I didn't realize that it was going to be this week. But everyone's like, Sky is like the Alpha Fly, and the Edge is like the next percent. And I'm like, maybe the Sky is a little bit Alpha Fly-ish because it's got that big bulbous kind of like landing pad to land on. And it's very forgiving. Like no matter how you land on it, you're getting to get a good push off kind of thing. So you could be a little bit sloppy. Same with the Alpha Fly. But I'm like, I wouldn't compare the Edge to a next percent. But a couple of people have mentioned that. I feel like Sam at Road Trail Run mentioned that. Believe in the Run. Like Thomas, Robbie, and Megan all mentioned that. And then Ben Johnson has been comparing the Edge Plus to the next percent. And I'm like, I think I need to try a next percent again. It's been a long time. It's probably been since 2019 since I run a next percent. So I'm like, I think I need to try this. I need to try this again. What's going on here? So, Yeah, I don't think the Edge Plus. I think I'm the only one that didn't like the Edge Plus. It's not a bad shoe. I just don't like it. I would not want to wear it for a marathon. I think it would bother my arches after a while. Midlife Runner talking about some Skechers shoes. Says the Go Run Max Road 5 squished and squashed my feet at size 9 and even 9.5. Ooh. Oh, they squished and squashed his feet as size 9 and even at 9.5. Oh, had to send back, but foam felt great. The Go Run Ride Ride 8, right? Go Run Ride 8 was awesome. 9 was generic and boring. The 10 seems to have the bounce back. I think I just saw Sam at Road Trail Run just reviewed the... Was it Sam? Just reviewed the Go Run Ride 10. He had it's like a baby blue color. Like a cornflower blue, maybe. It was really light color blue. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to take a look at those. See, Vincent says, if the Tempo Next Percent and the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 had a baby, it would be the Streak Fly. Do we think so? I would think that it's more like if the Next Percent and the Turbo had a baby. Like, conceptually. That's kind of what I think. I've still never run in a Tempo Next Percent. Are they still making that? Is there going to be... They didn't make a 2. They just kept making more of the same, right? Yeah, I don't know. Dr. Josh says, though, that he likes the Streak Fly the more he uses them. Yeah, that's interesting. I know Andy, FOD runner, loves his. By the way, did you guys hear Andy's news? That was really sad. I only got to his video today. He had some major life updates that just devastating. If you guys haven't seen it already, go check it out. I don't want to steal his news, but that's his news to share. But, yeah, bummer. But, yeah, he loves the Streak Fly, too. He thinks it's fantastic. Donovan Lazard's going to use the Streak Flies for a track workout this afternoon. Nice. I keep thinking about taking the Metaspeed Edge Plus to the track. Is that overkill? I don't think I need to go to the track. And I don't think the Metaspeed Edge needs to be on the track. But I feel like that would be fun to do that. Maybe. Lucas says, who's Andy, FOD runner? Go check him out. And wish him well. I think he could use it. Adam says, I wonder if there's a correlation between ankle flexibility and affinity for squishiness. I think I have fairly flexible ankles and I don't like squishy. Squishy takes away my foot power and contact time. That I would like to know that too. That's fascinating. I've been thinking a lot about like foot power and like just mechanics in general. And I would think of it as like, if you take like a ball bearing and just kind of like randomly drop it, it'll bounce a little bit, right? But to get like the most bounce of it, it needs to have like more focused direction. I guess if you took like a spring and like threw it on the ground and you really wanted to get higher, it might bounce around a little bit, but a lot of energy gets lost because it doesn't land exactly right and it's not pushing off correctly. And there's a lot of just like spring that's like kind of just like getting lost as wobble. But if you put the spring inside like a tube and let it go, the tube, in as little friction way as possible, concentrates all the energy in a vertical single direction. And I feel like a powerful, clean foot strike is the same thing. You're not losing it to like your foot doing all sorts of weird gibberish like mine usually does. So I've been thinking about that a lot. And I have very weak ankles. Very, very weak ankles. My left one especially. I don't know what that means. I think that means probably that I have an overuse injury coming soon. But yeah, I gotta work on that ankles. Ed Chan said, I've never seen the Nike Streak Fly here in Canada. I'm convinced that it's a shoe that doesn't actually exist. You know what? Frankly, I've actually never seen it in person myself. But I mean, I wouldn't expect to see it like along the lakefront. in the concrete. I guess I haven't been on the track in a long time. I think I might see it there. Frank says Tim Gross actually graphed out stride length versus cadence in his video this morning. All right, I'll have to check it out. Adam wants to know if you have to run naked with the street fly. No, but you can go with no socks. Actually, I don't know if you can go with no socks on that one. ASIC sent me the Noosa Tri, the new one. And they also sent me the Eva Ride, which I haven't had a chance to test either of those yet. But I'm struggling with whether to give the Noosa its own video, which I feel like it kind of deserves. But I'm like, what do I do with it to give it its own video other than just go for a bike ride first and then hop into the Noosa Tri with no socks on? I think that's pretty much it. That's the video, right? I don't know. Luke Klein says he sees the streak fly at a lot of races in New York. That makes sense. There's a lot of fast runners in New York. It's crazy. And he says for smaller races, 10K and 5K, not, or I guess shorter races, not the half or a full marathon. Donovan says, I think the balance between squish and firmness is really delicate. Shoes like the Vaporfly or the Adios Pro is so good because there's slight squish and some decent protection, but they're still firm. Yeah, I mean, that's a problem with using like ambiguous term or potentially ambiguous terms like squishy. Because then it's like squishy for a race shoe, squishy for a daily trainer, squishy at what pace, So I don't feel like the Vaporfly or the Adios Pro are that firm at race pace. Although the Adios Pro version 2 did give me a little bit of foot pain, but I feel like my feet get beat up a lot. And there's a lot I need to work on, I think. So maybe I don't think it's the shoe. I think it's me. In either event, I didn't want to race in the Adios Pro 2. That's why I raced CIM in the RC Elite 2. But yeah. 1 horsepower says, I'm losing a lot of weight since I got sucked into training for a longer race recently, but I'm still at 225 pounds. Squishy doesn't work for big guys like me. I hear that a lot. And I know that there's firmer shoes that are out there, and I don't know how to signal that without feeling like I'm being condescending, because I'm not. A lot of times I just phrase it as this shoe's a little bit firm for me, but I think that runners that are taller or bigger than me will appreciate it and it will really work out. So I don't know. I think that's the right way to say it. I don't know. But I think what I'd rather do is just be able to be like, hey, go check out this person's channel. They really liked it, that kind of thing, That's just easier. But are there a lot of people making content at 225? I'm trying to think. I just was watching Matt Choi. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's big on TikTok, and he's starting to make some YouTube videos. And he just ran, I forget which 100 mile it was. He just ran a 100 mile his first time. And he's like, I'm 6'2" and 190. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize. I knew he was a bigger guy, but I didn't realize he was that big. He's like, so he was talking about how much he loved the Speed Goat 4. And I was like, I did not like the toe box in the Speed Goat 4. It felt wrong to me. But I don't know, maybe he had different sizing than I did. Maybe he went a size up, I don't know. But I also feel like the cushion on the Speed Goat 4 was good, but I think he's gonna experience it differently than I do, And 1HP says, I think you signal it better than most. Okay, so I'm gonna keep trying to do that when I feel like a shoe might be too firm for me, but someone that is a different size than me might appreciate it. Yeah, all right. There we go. Oh yeah, there's definitely Goku Runner. Yeah, and Cam. They are definitely people to refer to as well. Yeah, I gotta lean on those guys a little bit more. Make sure I'm not just saying firm equals for bigger runners. I gotta do more. I gotta be better about it. Donovan Lassard says Nick Bear is that size. Talking about Matt Choi, 6'2", 190. Is he still that big? I mean, he's still gonna be 6'2", but and Donovan says Nick Bear is that size. Haven't really watched too much of his stuff. He seems to wear the Vaporflies a lot. Yeah, he loves the Vaporfly, and he seems to like. I think he also likes. I think he made a lot of Hoka videos. As far as like carbon plated racers go, I don't know that he regularly races in them. I want to say I've seen him in a lot in the Endorphin Pro, which could make sense. It's too firm for me. I don't think I'm like taking advantage of that shoe fully. And someone suggested that maybe it's because it's more like the Edge Plus, which I also don't love. I'm like, I don't feel like the Endorphin Pro 2 has a really early rocker though. That's like the main thing I feel. So I'm not, a lot to think about. Shannon says that Nick Bear likes the Noosa Tris, the Endorphin Pros, and the Speeds too. He likes the Noosa Tris? That's a surprise. I wouldn't pick that. Interesting. Dominic Smirnowski says, I'm 6'3" and 150. Shoes cannot be too squishy for me. Yeah, I'm not 6'3", but I'm with you. Like, I just keep telling, every time I talk to someone at a brand, I'm like, make them squishier. Remy says, I like a bunch of shoes that are quote-unquote firm. And he says, I'm also 190 pounds. That's a surprise, Remy. I wouldn't have guessed that. Fernando Garza Villarreal says, speaking about firm, I just got my Boston 10s to 200 kilometers. Really enjoying them on long run and threshold workouts. Ooh, yeah. See, I was thinking like, ooh, you know what? I got to get working on those Boston 10s. But I think that the next Bostons are coming out soon. So, and I also think that the next Bostons are going to be pretty much the same as the Boston 10. So I'm at the point where I'm like, do I keep running in my Boston 10s? Should I wait for the Boston 11? Should I even get the Boston 11 this year? I'm not sure. I keep thinking that it'll get softer with time. And so far for me, I'm at probably about 65 miles in them. So about 100 kilometers, I think, if I'm doing the math right. And they're not getting softer for me. I could see why some people like them. I think I understand the shoe. I think I get it. But I just don't like it, I think. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. Stevie76, do I like a squishy or a firm mattress? I basically like sleeping on the floor. So like the firmer, the better. For me, I like a very, very firm mattress. Like, usually when I'm at my in-laws, like if we're gonna be there more than 2 nights, I'm gonna start sleeping on the floor because all the beds at my mother-in-law's house are like super super squishy. And I just like after a while my back just feels terrible and I never get a good night's sleep and yeah. So Brian Battaglia says Boston 11 is also just an update per the Adidas PLM. That's what I thought. It wasn't like a big update. Matt Byers also agreeing. Yeah. So I don't know. I might skip the Boston 11. I'll probably skip the Adios 7. I'll probably skip the Prime X 2. I'll just keep running in my Prime X 1s. And then I'll definitely get the Adios Pro 3. And Takumi Sen 9 if they're making a 9. Yeah, Sean wants to know, do we think the Boston 11 will be like the 10 or turn to the 9? Yeah, I think we all listen, most of us listen to the same podcast. You guys have a better memory of it than I do, though. Lou is saying that the 11 won't be too different than the 10. So, yeah, that's a bummer. Mark wants to know, are you driving from Chicago to Grandma's Marathon? No, I'm driving from Minneapolis, flying to Minneapolis. It's a couple hour drive it's going to be tight. So my flight, basically I have to run a 3-hour marathon at Grandma's because then I need to hurry up, shower, and then start driving to get to Minneapolis like immediately. That's like that's my schedule, and we're gonna be cutting it real close. It was either that or I'd have to spend another night there, and I was like, I'm gonna want to get home because that following day is Father's Day, by the way. Um, Although I was just talking to my wife, I think my kids are gonna be spending most of the day at a play date, which is fine. Um, I'm generally of the like Father's Day I want to spend with my family. Some do, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Some parents want to spend the day alone. It's their day to do all their stuff. Some want to do a big family thing. I'm like oh, let's do something together kind of thing. But the kids are getting older. They can, Father's Day it is about me, but it's not exactly about me. However the kids want to celebrate it. One HP says, "Are you making a video for the Endorphin Edge trail sneakers?" I don't. I'm not planning on it. Yeah, I don't. I think that I don't run in enough trail shoes to really branch out too much. So I got to kind of hit the main ones. Someone mentioned that the Tecton X is now on sale. I have a pair that's a half size up, and I don't love it. It just feels a bit sleepy of a shoe to me, and I'm like, I think I gotta get it in my regular size. So I think I'm probably gonna get that one. I'm still have a lot of miles to run in my Speedgoat 5, and then I've got a couple miles left to run in the Peregrine 12, and then I'll probably pick up maybe one or two more trail shoes this year. Probably another speed shoe. Maybe I'll get the Mafate. The Mafate new one that I saw at TRE looked amazing, but I don't want to review all Hoka trail shoes. So I keep wanting to review a Solomon trail shoe, but I just don't think that I'm going to like them. That's the thing. I try to set myself up for success. Not that in terms of I don't want to have a review where I'm like, yeah, I don't like this shoe. I don't like making that kind of review. But I don't know if I'd like the Endorphin Edge Trail or not. I don't know if I got that many trail miles in me. We'll see. Maybe. Donovan Lassard says, Duluth, where Grandma's Marathon is beautiful. Too bad you couldn't hang out after. I love Lake Superior. I've been there once before. I'm not sure exactly where I was near Lake Superior. It was there for a bachelor party, so memories are vague. But it's a place that had the place where we went is a place that is renowned for its trout fishing. Apparently, President Eisenhower loved trout fishing there, and they're still talking about it now. Yeah, I mean Lake Superior is amazing, and I would love to be able to spend more time there. But I'm getting there Thursday night, I think, so I'll be there for a couple of days. Adam says showering is overrated. No, not if I'm going to get on there. If I was just going to drive back, well, I wouldn't have the showering rush concern because I could just drive whenever I want. But because I'm going to be, I guess if it's going to be that close, maybe I'll just pack some baby wipes and do a wipes shower, But I got to get on an airplane. It won't be that long of an airplane ride, 45 minutes or something like that, an hour. But still, I'll be offensive if I don't take a shower after a marathon and get on a plane. Sean, we'll end with this one for today. Sean wants to know, Kofuzi, where you're so close to breaking 3, would you run without the GoPro at some point? Would it make a difference since you're so used to it, I imagine? I might make, it would probably make a difference. I think it would. Ultimately, I think I can break 3 with still running with the GoPro. I'm not interested in breaking 3 hours without the GoPro. So if I'm if 3 hours and 49 seconds is the closest I ever get, at LA, I'm okay with that. I'm very happy with that. So I think that's what that dream meant. But yeah, I'm okay with that. The only race that I've run in recent memory, in like the last basically 6 years or so, was the steeplechase. Because you can't bring a GoPro to a steeplechase. I'm trying to figure out a way to, but it was a USATF Masters Championship, so I just didn't want to. I didn't want people to think that I was. Not that I'm mocking any other event that I do bring a GoPro, but like on a track meet when there's spikes, people are in pretty close proximity, and there's obstacles and water pits. I just didn't bring the GoPro for that event. I think if I were running like a local track meet steeple, I'd bring it. I'd bring the GoPro. I would just go wide anytime I was running around other people. It would make the steeple take longer, but I'd do it that way. But yeah, I'm gonna run with the GoPro. I'm cool either way. If it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, still awesome. So, all right. That's going to be it. And that's going to be it for live streams for this week. Tomorrow, I got to do the cable guy thing. And then Friday, I'll be traveling to Columbus. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. And if I can't see you in Columbus, hopefully I can see you in Baltimore the next day, Saturday morning, for the Believe in the Run Grit party. I kind of combined Believe in the Run and Grit, but the Believe in the Grit party. Hopefully I'll see you at either one of those two places. Or if not, in some of the other cities. Oh, by the way, another city just got added to my summer tour, San Francisco. So that's coming up soon as well. So hopefully I'll be able to see you guys sometime soon. And be safe out there over your runs over the weekend, guys. Thanks.